I never minded that part of it. It actually was, my wife always tells me I'm crazy because there's been times in the last 3 or 4 years I said, I kind of wish I could just throw one and get hit hard. She's like, that's not normal.
Nothing was normal about the past week. I didn't believe it was real when it was reported that Phillip Rivers was working out for the Colts. I made sure that it wasn't a hacked account or that they didn't change an L to a 1 like they'll do with some of the different fake Twitter accounts. But Rivers is back, and he played. In uniform, it looked like he was getting ready to play in the rematch of Taft-Bakersfield. And if you get that reference, you get a free subscription for 1 year to ProFootballTalk.com. But it wasn't the disaster that I think some were kind of like secretly, if not openly, rooting for.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
oh, this is a great story, but it's going to be a disaster. Oh, I kind of hope it's going to be a disaster. I didn't think it was going to be a disaster. I mean, he doesn't seem delusional. Like, they were confident he could go out and perform at an acceptable level. And he did. They almost won the friggin' game.
Yeah, no, they definitely, I mean, it was impressive in what they did, right? And I think we're supposed to do 5 words or less,
yes,
right?
we are.
Right?
We are.
Yeah, way
Sorry.
to go. Way to control this again. Way to go.
Who gives a shit? We're just talking about the game.
Yeah, I mean, my 5 words or less would be Old Man River, right? Old Wise Man River did a good job of just managing the football game. Really, and it felt like Seattle kind of took the game for granted and didn't quite play with the same physical intensity, if you want me to be totally honest. It did. Hey, we're 11-3. Are they really going to come in here with Phillip Rivers and he's 97 years old and beat us and all that, right? I know I'm being funny, but it did feel that way.
You're trying to.
No, I'm trying to be funny, but regardless, the Colts played it the right way. I think that's the big thing. The Colts played, let's play field position, ball control, run the ball, short passes, control the clock, keep it going that way, and they uglified the game. They made it ugly, right? That's a new word, uglified.
It's not bad.
Right? You like that? Right?
It's not bad.
I just came up with that on my own in the second there.
As you uglify the English language.
Yes, I do that very naturally. But yeah, I think that's what they did. And then Lou Anarumo, as we know, that Colts defense can kind of be bend, don't break. And that was the ultimate game right there. They kind of let them move the ball in between the 35s. And then it became, oh, you're in field goal range. We're going to stop the drive here, and you're not going to get a touchdown. It was there to be had. But the Seahawks made some clutch plays down the stretch. And, again, back to our point of you don't need much to get in field goal range. And you know, Sam Darnold, there they are, down by 1 point, hits 2 passes, 25-yard drive, boom, they're in field goal range, and Jonathan Myers knocks it in for a 56-yarder to win the football game.
Yeah, and the Colts had an opportunity. What was it? What did they ultimately do?
Well, he threw the interception down the middle,
That's right. But
right.
they still had an opportunity.
Yeah,
they still had an opportunity.
Yes, they did.
They got the ball back with 11 seconds, and they had a chance, and that was that. My 5 words or less.
Yeah.
Elite teams win trap games.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because that's what this was.
Right.
They got the showdown of the season coming up. Their opportunity to settle the score with the Rams, who they outplayed but still beat them. And, yes, that was the 4-interception game from Sam Darnold. But this is a classic trap game. Are you kidding me? A 44-year-old quarterback?
Yeah, it was.
They pulled some guy off the couch, and they're going to let him – are you serious? Are you messing with me? Right? You're messing with me, aren't you?
Right.
And they didn't fall into the trap. They've had a couple of those this year where, you know what, they probably should have lost that game, but they find a way to stay focused, and they did. And now in 3 days, boy, that Thursday night game, man, what a great Thursday night game.
It is. It's going to be awesome.
What a great Thursday night game we got coming up. Rams, Seahawks, and the Seahawks avoided the trap. Other teams we have seen fall into the trap, they avoided the trap.
Yeah, they definitely did. And it's going to be a showdown, like you said. I worry about the Seahawks a little bit, and just that we do see these lulls in their offense at times, right? They can kind of be – they're explosive. They're a little bit of a momentum team, like we saw last week with Atlanta, 6-6 at the half, and all of a sudden they score 30 points in the second half. We've kind of seen that all year. Right, the consistency not always being there. They didn't run the ball all that well yesterday, and like we talked about, a lot of plays in between the 30s and 35s, but not the ability to kind of extend drives and get touchdowns. And that, of course, was a big reason that the Colts really felt like they were in control of the game for most of the game.
Well, you know, when you take away Jackson Smith and Jigba, which the Vikings did, that kind of shows teams that there isn't a lot beyond him.
Well, they have Rashid Shaheed, and this I kind of broke this down on my podcast, and he was the guy that caught the 2 big passes at the end of the football game to get them in field goal range. But it's funny you bring this up because I talked about this on my podcast last Tuesday a little bit after watching them on film. They need to call more plays for Rashid Shaheed. They need to play Rashid Shaheed and Jackson Smith and Jigba off each other a little bit like we talk about with Puka and Devontae Adams. There's a little bit of like, hey, we're going to call the play for Jackson Smith and Jigba over here, and he's the concept. But if Rashid Shaheed's one-on-one, feel free to throw to him, right? And to me, it's got to be more than that. And what the really good offenses know how to do is put them together, stack them together, make a defense pick their poison. Ooh, do you want to take Jackson Smith and Jigba and double him when he's going to get a 6-yard completion? Because if you overdo that, we're going to put Rashid Shaheed behind him for a 20-yard completion. And that, to me, is they don't play them off each other enough yet, and they don't call enough pass plays for Rashid Shaheed that I think would help their football team out a little bit.
Jaguars, Jets, 5 words or less.
When will we believe? Yeah,
that's good.
I did. I wrote them down because I can't count that well, right?
Uglified is a word, by the way.
Or I was going to say...
Uglified is a word.
Is it really? Yeah. Damn, look at that. Accidental genius once again. I was going to use that, right? When will we believe? Or I was going to say best game of his career. Because for the second, or I don't know how many times this month, we've kind of gone, hey, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it just looks different. It just looks different. There's confidence in the way he's playing. There's playmaking ability. It's these type of throws where he's back in the pocket. There's no like, oh, wait, should I go with the ball here? It's like he sees it, he knows it, and he lets it go, and the ball's on the money. And it just was one big throw after another. And we're getting into, like I always talk about, and I've talked about 4 times already in this show, is he's starting to move the offense in a surgical way, and then he's starting to make backyard magic happen a little bit. And we saw this the year they went to the playoffs a few years back with Trevor Lawrence, and then it's felt like it's been lost. But to score 6 total touchdowns, I don't give a shit if it's the Jets or a high school team or whatever. 6 total touchdowns, 5 touchdown passes, and not throwing any interceptions. I mean, when I'm asking that seriously, what do you think it's going to take to get the public to believe in Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars a little bit?
They're going to have to win in the playoffs.
It's just they got to win one game.
And they may have to win in the divisional round because we've just seen this 3 years ago where they were down big against the Chargers. They came back and won. They had a shot against the Chiefs, and they didn't pull it off. My 5 words or less. And look, I fully believe that the Jaguars are a legitimate contender, but let's not crown them. Let's not overreact. Right. Let's not crown them as the 4 words because the Jets are horrible. Brady Cook, undrafted rookie free agent quarterback, got the start because both Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields were injured. That doesn't take away from the fact that Trevor Lawrence has had 3 straight clean games.
Exactly.
So, the T-shirt, however we were going to fit the phrase on there, it was a lot of words, but basically you could count on him. You could set your time.
Right.
You could set your watch to Trevor Lawrence having a dumb play and a near disaster or an actual disaster. He has cleaned it up, and that's a tribute to the work that he's done with Liam Cohen and their development together. They can be very dangerous, but I fear that there's going to be an overreaction. And now here are the Jaguars, and they are, a force to be reckoned with. And maybe they are, but I want to see that against, the Broncos, the Patriots.
What's coming this week? They played the Broncos in Denver, so that'll be a good test, right, to see what they're made of. But I hear it, and I think at the base level, and you're right, they got to win some of these big games and get in the playoffs and win and all that. I think the one thing that we can say is their talent's there to do that. Now, are they battle-tested enough? Have they played enough big-game football? It's certainly part of the question here. They're young and immature as far as that's concerned. But when you look at the football team as a whole, you go, they can run the ball. They got a pretty good running back. They got some good receivers. The quarterback's hot. Oh, they got 2 good pass rushers. Oh, they got some cover guys in the back end that can lock some people down. So they got a little bit of everything you need to be a successful team. Let's see if they can put it together all down the stretch here and continue this hot streak.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.